Right, so welcome back. What we're doing in this video, from basically the end of the floor pan back, that is all still covered in under seal or whatever it is that Ford put under there. So that all needs stripping off. There's various little holes dotted about the shell that need welding up. Basically the goal is have it ready for primer and paint. At the moment, I'm only talking about the underside, the interior and the engine bay. The exterior and the panels and all that will come a couple of videos along. Right, so let's have a look at what we've got. As you can see, there's a lot of like rust, like surface rust, and like all these kind of holes, these need to be filled or welded. And then we need to put some nuts under here. That's on both sides. Same for the rear. Old seatbelt holes. This needs to be tidied up and nuts put here and here. And then, yeah, as you can see, the rear is still covered in whatever it is Ford decided to cover them in. You can see the engine bay. I started bare metal in this probably a year ago. Like the heater holes have been welded up. Had a bit of corrosion around here, so that's been a bit of a nightmare. But I ended up covering this all with oil. So I don't know if you can see that. So that reduced any flash rust, like any surface rust coming quite significantly. So I'm glad I did that, at least in here. Right, so having a look on the interior, and yeah, I had a mate come in and he has helped me start to prep it. Areas have needed to be, some of the paint's been quite like this. As you can see, it's quite rough and it's just old and been abused a little bit. So I bare metaled some of it, don't really plan on doing all of it. Yeah, seat mounts and yeah, so it's getting there, but to be honest, today we're just going to worry about the underside. So yeah, I've just gone round and just cleaned everything as much as I can, really. Everything's either been P8'd or red scotched. Managed to get in here with a drill, either red scotch and all the gaps. All the inner arches are all cleaned out as far as I can reach. Yeah, that's kind of it. So, not much left to do now. I think it's all spent a couple of weeks, probably a bit too long, but just keep finding little issues and that, but we're getting there. When I met with the engine bay, I covered it in engine grease. I'm a little bit worried right now, so I need to, this is just brake cleanup. Let's get all the engine oil off. Right, so I've just gone over the car with the airline for a first time. There's going to be a couple of those, but for now I'm going to hoover up all of this dust on the floor. Probably a bit mental, but it's all a bit mental at this stage, so whatever. Hoover up all the dust off the floor, see what I can get from up here. To be fair, but whatever, just whatever we can. Hoover throughout the car, and then go through it all with panel wipe and a rag, hopefully, to get it all looking good. So turning the garage into a spray booth is kind of going pretty well. You can see, done the top, everything really. Yeah, basically, just gone 9:30 now. Saturday, but I really don't want to come down here tomorrow. Very much over working on the car at the moment. So I think I'm just going to send it. Yeah, I don't know. It can only go well, right? Yeah, it's as prepared as I can be. The floor's wet, just got the dust. So yeah, I think I might get the camera out halfway through or do some like paint mixing or stuff, but for the most part, just gonna catch up once there's some coats of paint on it, because I'm a little bit stressed. But yeah, it doesn't need to be this stressful. I don't know why it's this stressful. Anyway. Alright, so this is what we're going for. Raptor epoxy. Right. 4:1. So yeah, I mean, it looks cool, doesn't it? You like dinosaurs? It's dinosaurs, maybe. Used to be. Did every kid go through that phase? Every kid must have gone through that phase. My uncle bought Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. You know, the one where he falls over the edge of the cliff. That's what I feel like. I feel like, you know, the geezer hanging there on his lucky backpack. That's how I feel at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to set this 30 psi. Right, yeah, you always want to use a snap-on when mixing paint. It just, you know, gives it extra flavour. It's half a pot there. Right, so I seriously need to put the camera away and do this. So I'm going to paint the interior first. Maybe I'll do like a midway catch up with you guys, but I just need to you know, do this. Right, cheers, see you in a bit. Woo. There's an amount of primer on the car. I think it's about 4 litres. Coats, there's a couple coats. There's a few coats on there. Yeah. I spoke with a couple mates about how to do this and how not to paint the whole car at once. And I spoke to a mate this morning, and he was saying, if I get a couple coats on the interior, get the interior done, and then do the rest of it. That was kind of the plan, but the plan did not last. So yeah, the plan didn't last basically. What actually happened was I did the interior as intended, and then found there was more paint in the gun, so you know, obviously. Just end up putting paint everywhere. Right, so yeah, welcome back. This is how we're looking. I'm quite pleased actually with how it came out, considering I don't know how much of the footage I'm going to use, but not last night, but when I was painting it, it was quite a push. It, ended up finishing just gone 12, so there's a couple little like fish eyes and things, but nothing major. There was a bit more dust in the paint than we would have liked, or on the body, but generally speaking, it looks pretty good. Yeah, you can see little bits of dust and that, but I'm just going to knock those back. Yeah, overall, what a relief to just have it back in paint, really, because having it bare metal is a little bit disheartening for as long as it was. So it's looking quite cool. Have a little look underneath. Yeah, pleased. That wrap to paint is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that wrap to paint is absolutely brilliant. I think it carried me a little bit, to be honest, with how forgiving it is. And then a little run there, but you know, it's all right. It's not bad. Let's roll it over. Yeah, looking quite cool. You can see there's a couple little bits, it's a little bit dry, but it's not bad really. Not at all. Yeah, happy days. So yeah, it's good to get some what feels like actual proper progress done on the car for once. As I say, it's sat bare metal without any form of paint. Like the engine bay was bare metal over a year ago now. So yeah, it's cool to actually see a real step forward. Hopefully it's going to actually start being a little bit more enjoyable now the car's kind of like, it should be in colour soon. Hopefully that'll probably be the next video, I think. But yeah, no, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next time. Cheers.